We were homeless last week, but not worried at all because we knew that God was going to take care of us. We have been living in Tennessee for the past 2 years. You probably heard my husband Dallin's story about our miracle getting our house in Tennessee. However, earlier this year, like in March, Dallin's transmission in his truck went out. So whatever he had been planning to do for work, like long-term locally in Tennessee, was all out the window because his transmission was shot. But luckily he was already plugged in doing sales trips about once a month before that, and so it just turned into more of a long-term thing, and he kept going on more and more sales trips, mostly in Maine. They would go really well, and he would typically end up paying for all of our month's expenses in like a 10-day trip in Maine. So in August, he did a full month-long trip to be able to have like the $10,000 that he needed to fix his transmission. And after that, we realized he's making so much more money in Maine, he could have full-time work in Maine, and we could just be there and not have to be apart living in Tennessee. So we pack up our whole house, and we knew like a time frame of when we needed to be up here, but we had no plan other than that. So last Sunday, we pack up our trailer and we just start driving north. No Airbnb, no rental, nothing booked. Of course, we had been looking, but Airbnb is extremely expensive, and Furnished Finder was okay, but nobody was getting back to us, or like the dates weren't lining up, like we could only be in a place for a week or two at a time, and we just couldn't lock down a place. But we knew that this was the right thing for our family. It seemed wildly crazy, like out of our minds, to move across the country again, but this time felt so different. Like we had zero anxiety about it. We had full peace knowing that God was going to take care of us. We drove for 3 days during that cold front that just hit the southeast, so every single time that we stopped for gas or bathroom or anything, it was freezing, icy winds, just miserable. Our dog pooped in the truck, on the car seat, just, typical terrible road trip things. But we drove into Portland, Maine, and we booked a hotel for 2 nights, not having any plan after that. Dallin had to start working on Thursday, so Wednesday was our one day, just drive around, check it out, spend some time. And so Dallin drove us down to York, showed us the lighthouse, and at dinner, we were still thinking about, okay, we still have no place to live, and the Spirit just kind of told me again, hey, have you checked Facebook rentals, like on Marketplace? And I asked Dallin, hey, have you looked on Facebook? And he said, no. I said, okay, well, I feel like God just told me he gave us a miracle house through Facebook Marketplace last time, and he's going to do it again. So Dallin starts looking on Facebook Marketplace for winter rentals. He finds one that is actually very close to where we were eating at. He messages them, and they said that it's available. He said, cool, can we come now? We're in the area. And she said, yeah, come on over. So we drive up to this big, beautiful, old home. It's really close to the water. It's got so much privacy. There's a little playground out front. It's just amazing. There's 4 bedrooms, lots of space. Our kids are playing nicely with their kids. They live right up the hill. Like, this is the home that his grandpa built 100 years ago, and they live right up the hill. And we're just saying what a blessing this house will be. And they said, oh, blessing, are you Christian? It's kind of more rare to find Christians up here. And we said, yes. And they said, oh my gosh, that's awesome, so are we. And everything just clicked, everything felt great, everyone's happy. So they said they could have it ready by the next day. We stayed our second night in our hotel, loaded everything up the next day, came down, signed the lease, paid them, and it all worked out in perfect timing, just like we knew it would. And now we get to wake up to this beautiful view every morning. That's the ocean. You can't really see it. The ocean right down there.